Okay, now that you've got your MetaMask wallet set up, we are ready to move on. So let's get back in exactly where we left off here. So here we are. Now, the first thing we want to do is we're going to switch from the Ethereum mainnet. And you can see there's a list of networks here. And we're going to actually be using the Coven testnet for this. So we're going to be using the Coven test network. I do want to note that there are several different test networks here. You can see that there's the Ropsten, the Coven, the Wrinkleby, the Gorley. We're going to use Coven for this. It doesn't really matter, although some dApps work with some testnets and some don't. So I know that the two that we're going to be using work with Coven testnet, so that's what we're going to use. Great, and that's all it takes to switch to a different network. Perfect. Now, before we do this, I just want to do a little bit of kind of show and tell with MetaMask here. So if we click on our little profile picture icon here, it opens up our different accounts and different options here. This is where we're going to be connecting our Ledger hardware wallet later on. And you can actually very easily just create a second account and you just give it a second name, create it. Awesome. Now we have two accounts. If you wanted to, we could even go into, click these three little dots, account details. It shows us the full address and we can name it. This is test 2. And there we go. And we could even view it on Etherscan or export the private key if we wanted to, which we don't need to do. Go back to account 1. Let's rename this one test 1. Perfect. Now in my own MetaMask, I have multiple different accounts that I use. I use specific addresses for specific different things, and I name all of them to keep it organized. It can get very messy once you get multiple accounts here. So yeah, just wanted to show you that before we move on. We're on the Coven test network. Let's get some test ETH because this is depressing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to faucets.chain.link/Coven. This is an awesome faucet that I've seen. It's the best faucet that I've seen for Coven testnet because one, they give you 0.1 test ETH. We don't need any link. We can get 0.1 test ETH and they don't require any signups. If you try and do it on the actual like Coven website, you need to have a GitHub account to do it. So this is very convenient. We're going to copy our address, paste our testnet account address. Again, this is test ETH. This doesn't have any market value or anything. Do our little CAPTCHA, point out some more motorcycles. There we go. Transactions initiated. Going to wait just a moment for it to go through. There it goes. And now if we open it up, we have 0.1 ETH. And that is plenty for what we need to do. So we don't need to be getting extra ETH from here. It's kind of just a waste at that point. Thank you, Chainlink, for that. Now we have 0.1 ETH. This wallet looks much better now that it's not 0. Now in our next lesson, we're going to do a deep dive into DEXs. So we're going to learn all about them. And then we're going to actually use Uniswap using this wallet.